recording. Who read my topic today and was like, oh, that's me. Oh, okay, super. All right. So the topic today was what to do when it all goes to beep. And it just all did not go as you planned. We are November 24th. We have 6 days left. I'm going to start with that piece and then let's talk about how to rock the last 6 days. But what to do when it just didn't go as you planned. Now, November 1st, I think I might have talked to you at the beginning of the month, and we just, you know what, you set out running, you make your plan, life happened, and it might not have shown up how you expected it to. I want you to know that that's okay. I want you to take a big fat breath, like in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're going to do it together. This is something I do on a regular basis. So in through your nose, out through your mouth. You're going to want to do that 3 times. Let's do it 3 more times. 2 more times. That is one of the most cleansing breaths that you can actually do from a yoga perspective, from an anxiety perspective, from an overwhelming perspective, in through your nose and out through your mouth. A basketball coach back in the day, if you guys have heard me talk about him, he taught me that once. And he was like, when you feel like you can't run anymore, the legs are not going to move, the lungs are not going to allow you, the biggest breath that you can take, the one that'll clear your mind, your body, and your soul is that one. So when you're feeling a little overwhelmed in the last 6 days, stop for a hot minute, take a big fat breath, and let it go. Because you have a decision to dwell on the last 24 or focus on the next 6. So what do you think successful people do?
They focus on the next 6.
That's right. They let go. They let her fly. They give up. They give up on the last 24, let it be the past is the past, and they take the next 6 and refocus. Now, I want you to know that if you've never failed in your Mary Kay career, if you've never heard a no, if you've never done something that hasn't worked out as you planned it, you are not taking enough risks. You are not doing enough. You aren't seeing enough people. You aren't putting product on enough faces. Because if you haven't gotten a big fat no, or if you haven't gotten a big fat 0 on the bottom of that sales slip and you pack your stuff up and walk away from that party, then you're just not doing enough. You've heard of the Oprahs, and you've heard of the Jeff Bezos, and you've heard of the, what's his face who did Microsoft. You've heard of all those people fail repeatedly over and over and over again. If you're watching the show Squid Game, which I'm not, but I'm fascinated with it and really can't wait to watch it, the creator of Squid Game, it's like the #1 show on Amazon Prime or something at the moment. The writer of Squid Game wrote it 10 years ago. Wrote Squid Game 10 years ago, pitched it to different television viewing companies and got no's over and over and over again. So if he hadn't have asked one more time, he wouldn't be one of the top grossing, top producing shows of 2021. So here's your answer. If you haven't gotten a no, you're just not doing enough. You aren't taking enough risk. You aren't throwing yourself out there enough. So if you're feeling super comfortable in your business right now, super awesome with how your open house went and how your Black Friday is going to go, you haven't put yourself out there enough. You should be wildly uncomfortable with your last 6 days to the point where like you're just like, I can't wait to get it done. Now, who did an open house already? Anybody not sell a thing? So I want you to know I have a couple women on my team that did open houses and didn't really sell that much. I want you to know that the first 3 open houses I did in my career, I sold nothing but 2 mascaras for 3 years in a row. I packed up all the stuff. I put all the packages together. My fingers hurt by the end of my first open house that I was like, what am I doing this for? I signed my agreement in January. I really started working my business in August. I didn't even open up the kit until August, didn't even crack the thing. It was covered in dust. And then December I was doing, or November, I think I did it in December, was an open house. I wrapped up everything because my mom told me to wrap stuff up, put it in packages, make it pretty. I sold nothing. I did it again the following year, sold nothing. Not a dang thing. Not a thing at my open house. So if you want to know how someone can pick themselves up after doing something like that and spending the time and energy to do it, you want to stay on the call for just at least 15 more minutes. After that, you're going to hear my son. He's wild. After the first open house, I remember calling my mom being like, I don't need to do this. I got a job. Why am I doing this? No one came. No one showed up. No one showed any interest. No one gives a beep for my mascara. They just don't care. I don't wear the stuff, so what would they buy it from me for? I didn't wear makeup, by the way, when I started this. Not a thing. So why would I do that? I remember questioning and doing this. And I remember my mom saying to me, well, do you know what's really exciting, Nadia? You have all your holiday gifts for December ready to go. So you can just spend your time calling clients and being like, do you know what I have for you? I've got it all packaged. I can deliver. It's wrapped and ready. So here's what I'm telling my team. You didn't sell anything. That is totally okay. But do you know what you're set up for? 1, you did the exercise. You took a risk. 2, you have packages ready to go for easy, quick delivery in December that you can ship out at a moment's notice, or you can door drop in a second. You're ready. If you hadn't have gone through that exercise, guess when you'd been ready for Christmas or for the holiday season? December 15th or never. So going through the exercise in November, getting yourself set up for an open house, whether you did it virtually or did it in person and didn't sell a dang thing, you're now set up for your next big win. You're now, by the way, set up for Valentine's Day, just so you know. And you're now set up for January shopping. So you can choose to look at it 1 to 2 ways. 1, that sucked. That was horrible. Or that was horrible. What am I going to do next? Where am I going to go from here? So if you think Oprah sat on her butt, or Jeff Bezos, or the buddy from Microsoft, I can't think of his name, and sat on his butt, or Squid Game guy, and said, yeah, no, they said, no, I'm going to pack her in. That's not how successful people think. Successful people think, what's my next opportunity? Ooh, at work next week, they're doing a blank event. I'm going to take a couple things in. Or my girlfriends are coming over on Friday. I'm just going to have some stuff laying out on the table so they can see it. Ooh, I'm having a dinner party on the 17th. I'm going to make sure that each person gets a little table gift with a gift card from me to shop with me before the holiday season. Think about opportunities. That's how successful people take, ooh, it didn't work out for me, to how is this going to work for me? How am I going to make this work? What can I get excited about next? Bill Gates. Thank you, Desiree. Baby brain, that it just goes, just leaves. It's gone. Bill Gates. So I want you to know that if your open house didn't go as planned, if November didn't go as planned, you've got 6 days to recover. And here's the exciting stuff. Here is the exciting stuff. This is when it gets real for the holiday season, this last 6 days. If people weren't into it 3 weeks ago, they're moving into panic mode now. Because if you've checked out anything in your local area, any stores, any toys, anything, stuff is out of stock, not available, not accessible. Of all the items that we have available to us to sell to a client, there's like 4 things out of stock. Woo! No big deal. We can provide. You can provide. You've got a service that is worthy. Set yourself up now for the next 6 days to provide for your clients. So let's talk about how we can kind of get back on track. I'm going to give you 12 ways to get yourself back on track. I might only give you 10. I'm not sure how I feel. We'll see how the time goes. My first thing you want to do to get yourself back on track and get your mind in the right place is take a hot minute, reflect on what didn't work, sit with that. I don't mean sit with it for 6 days. I mean, sit with it for 10 minutes. That's all you got. That's only the time I'm giving you. That's the permission I'm giving you to sit with what didn't work for 10 minutes. And then adjust what you're going to do next. But you do need a hot minute to reflect. Okay, what didn't work for me in November? What was getting in the way? Was I allowing people to take my time? Was I not committing to what I said I was going to do? Was I setting my Mary Kay time for Tuesday at 5 and not committing to it? What hasn't worked for me? In other words, what do I need to change for the next 6 days? Very, very, very important. I do this often. What did I not do great at this week? What can I adjust and how can I change? If you don't take that reflection minute to adjust and change, I don't want you to sit there and give you 10 minutes to wallow. That's it. That's all you got. Anything longer than 10 is not good. Once you hit 10, it's over. Put on a timer, whatever it is you need to do. Reflect, move on. Excuse me. I have notes. I'm just reading them. Just one sec. Identify the cause. What caused you to step outside your plan? November 1st, you made a plan. I'm going to see 30 faces. What was the root cause of you not seeing those 30? Belief in yourself? I mean, that's all I really have to say. It usually just comes back to that. Belief in yourself, belief in the opportunity, belief in the product. If you don't have any of those 3 in check, that's what you need to check tonight. You need to get that in check. How important your role is as a consultant to other women. You lift people up, men and women. You lift people up every day with what you do. It is so important. Even just to sit, I went and sat with a client this morning. She ordered 2 products. She ended up buying 6 after I left, but she wanted to have a coffee. She wanted to talk and sit and be. She wanted just to be. I went and beed with her for 45 minutes to an hour. And I walked away with a $200 sale versus a $48 one because I went and beed with her. I can't even think of the word. I went and was with her for that time. Really important just to kind of identify what that failure is. And if it's one of those 3 things, you need to get right with that real quick. If you want to be successful in the last 6 days and blow out November, like I know you should. Be confident. Confidence in this business it's key to your success. Is it something that we start out with? No. Is it something that builds over time? Absolutely. But confidence will track into every piece of your Mary Kay business and then roll over to your life. So especially when confidence is really key, especially when it comes to having control over your life and where you're showing up. Confidence in your business and what you're able to offer will show up in you setting the time aside to work your business or you booking an appointment. That's how confidence shows up in Mary Kay. How do you gain confidence? We've talked about that in many a moving on up call, but how you gain confidence is feed your mind. Surround yourself with people above you in the place you want to be. Read, listen, ask up. Those are all ways to build your confidence. The other way is become a really darn good student. That is how you gain your confidence. When things don't work out perfectly, they continue to spread beyond your control. It can be because it's a lack of like physical confidence, confidence in your abilities, mental confidence. To regain that, you want to think about things that you can provide that are quick ways to gain your confidence. So a quick way to gain your confidence in Mary Kay is call a client that really likes you. Loves it when you call. Like, oh, Nadia, it's so good to hear your voice. What's new? You know that client, you all have one, call her. If November hasn't worked out as you thought it should, call her tonight. Just be like, I was just thinking about you. I know you ordered from me yesterday. or last week or last month. I was just calling to say hi because every time I talk to you, make my day. So I'm just calling to say hello. That builds your confidence right there. Do something that builds your confidence quick. Number 4, declutter. Now, this is easier said than done. I'm going to say that right now. Decluttering your desk is not what I'm talking about. Mine looks like a bomb hit it. I'm doing an office blowout Friday. Mine looks like a bomb hit it. Decluttering your mind can come in different ways, but I'm telling you, you need to do it quick, in 10 minutes. Everything is 10 minutes. Take longer than that, you're wasting time. Declutter your mind. How do you do that? I go for a walk. I work out. Talk to my bestie. We talk about nothing and everything all at once. I call my mom. Again, we talk about nothing and everything all at once. Those are things that I do to declutter this. But it usually has to do with moving my body all the time. So if you need to go clear your mind, get out of your house, go for a walk to the mailbox, do whatever it is you got to do. 10 minutes just to clear that. But you need to declutter so you can start getting back on track to where you want to be. So for a clear mind, you must have a clear plan. On average, did you know that every person has around 70,000 thoughts per day? While it's super hard to keep track of all of those, we recommend that you take a list. There's a reason why the 6 most important things list exists. There's a thing why the dollar store sells books upon books upon books. They have aisles of freaking these, aisles of them, because people need to write stuff down. You can be part of the 2% or you can be part of the 98. Part of the 2%, write down their goals, write down what they need to do, because that 2%, it's the reason why 2% of the population are, quote, successful. Because they write down what they need to do. So get it out of your mind, get some of those 70,000 thoughts out of your mind and on a piece of paper. The biggest part that if things don't work out, you need to condition your mind. When I first started this business, I remember I first had my team at 30 or my team at 24. I think I went into directorship with like 26 people. And I remember one of my first things I taught at a meeting. And I have no clue why I came up with it or how I came up with it, but mostly what I teach is based on my own experience or my own feelings, because that's the way it comes from me authentically. So I came home one day from a class and I sat with my husband at the time and he was like, how was your class? I was like, I sold nothing. It was horrible. They were cranky. There was this mean woman at the end of the table and she just made me feel like crap the whole time I was there. I'm never doing a class again. And he looked at me and he was just like, then don't do it. Don't bother. That's cool. Whatever you want to do. That made me angry because when people tell me I can't do something, I just want to do it 22 times harder and faster and better. And I didn't like him at the time. So that's a whole nother story. But I remember being like, my attitude determines everybody else's around me. And how they see this opportunity, how they see this business, and how they respond to me. So if I walk in my house and be like, that was horrible. My open house was CRAP. It was horrible. Didn't sell a thing. I wrapped up all this stuff. I spent all this time. I made everything pretty. Sold 21 bucks. So if I come with that attitude, everybody else around me has now got a picture in their mind of what a Mary Kay consultant is, can be, and will be. But if I came home with this and said, if I had to change my attitude, which I learned to do when I came home and he said, how was your class? Because he actually asked, I was just like, you know what? It was amazing. I didn't sell a ton, but I met some wicked women and I cannot wait to book their follow-ups. That's what I'm going to go do right now. I'm going to go book their follow-up appointments and I can't wait to hang out with them. They were super sweet. That changes the game. That's conditioning your mind to get excited about the next class, about following up, about working full circle and all that stuff. But if I had to condition my mind the other way, I probably wouldn't have been a director for very long. I wouldn't be a consultant. So you got to learn how to condition your mind to get past the stuff that doesn't work for you. That didn't work. I'm going to try it this way next time. That didn't work for me. I'm going to ask Kim, because she's been doing open houses forever. I'm going to ask her what works for her. I'm going to call Angie and see what she does. Condition your mind. How are you going to play? One of the biggest things when you're trying to get back on track tomorrow or back on track tonight is start with the little things. I heard this analogy once that each droplet makes an ocean. Each droplet of rain can eventually make an ocean. So when things don't work out, remember that you still have control about the tiny things around you. You've heard me speak before. One of my favorite quotes, and I hope it's around me when I'm no longer here, but it's called Control the Controllables. You can't control who buys what. You can't control how many people show up at your open house, like who physically get in the car and show up or who physically log on virtually. Guess what you can control? If you show up, your attitude, your effort. So control that. Because here's what you've learned so far by being here long enough. When you show up, you go up, no matter what it is. Here, open house, online doing a virtual video demonstration of how to take off your eyeball makeup. Whatever it is you do to show up to do, you win. Because if it doesn't serve you today, I promise you it'll serve you tomorrow. Just like I told you, if you made no sales in your open house or no sales all month long, you're now currently set up for the last 6 days of November to sell those packages and the whole month of December to support holiday shopping. Got to think that way. Have to. Be patient. Wow, this was a tough one for me. I am not patient. I am an Aries. If you read anything about an Aries, I am all of what an Aries says. I'm loud, a little bit aggressive. I'm not patient. So to be patient in the process of gaining control is just yourself getting organized, writing that list, getting some of those 70,000 thoughts out of your mind, and then working that list. That's what patience is in this business. Patience is not waiting for someone to show up, waiting for someone to call, waiting for an email to be like, refresh, somebody's going to order. No. Patience is getting some of those thoughts out of your mind on a piece of paper, checking them off as you go, and crushing the game, crushing the list. That's what patience is in this business. Patience is doing something now and having it show up for you later. Patience is doing something now and not expecting something in return that minute. If it does, bonus. But I've done videos on a Tuesday and then received the sale in regards to that video on a Saturday. You did that video Saturday. I was thinking about it all week. I really need that under eye corrector and the concealer. I have had that more often than not. So what you need to be patient with is that what you're doing today is for your future business. The future is in the follow-up. The future is in what you do today. But if you do nothing today, guess what you're doing in the future? Nothing. So do something. Do something. Remember your purpose. Self-awareness in this business is really key. And sometimes we forget what our purpose is as a consultant. And sometimes I have to recheck myself what my purpose is as a director. But as a consultant, you need to reevaluate what your purpose is. Your purpose as a consultant is to serve your clients. Your purpose as a consultant is make them feel amazing. Your purpose as a consultant is to make them have fun with you. Your purpose as a consultant is to build a relationship. Your purpose as a consultant is to bring someone along with you. offer the gift that you were given. So if you need a few minutes just to recheck why you're a consultant or what your role as a consultant or a beauty advisor is, that's your role. That's your role. So if you need to take a minute to get back on track today and be like, okay, what am I providing? I've told you what you're providing before. You're providing teaching moments. We've talked about selling versus teaching, selling versus educating. If you can educate someone on something new and follow up with that, you got a client for life. If you can provide value to that person, you've got a client for life. What is the value that you provide? And you provide information, teaching, education, relationship, and an on-call 24/7 advisor to someone's skin, body, and makeup needs. Create healthy boundaries. We're going to talk super quick of this because I know Angie talked about boundaries previously, so I'm not going to, because that was amazing. Healthy boundaries when you're getting going is setting the time. Over the next 6 days, what time do you have to work your Mary Kay business? And by setting healthy boundaries, you let your friends and family know that I'm working from 4 to 5 p.m. And if you call to invite me out for a walk, or if you call to invite me out for dinner, I can't go. My mother said to me once, she said, if you want to grow in your business, whatever it is you decide to do, Nadia, if Mary Kay's for you or if it's not for you, you're going to miss out on some things. You're going to. But by missing out in the beginning as you're growing, trust me, you get to enjoy so much more later on. Set those boundaries, stick to them. You will have a great last 6 days. A great last 6 days. Number 11, we did this already, but breathe. When things don't work out, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's so normal. It's so normal. Take the big breath, step back in. And we talked about one of the easiest ways to kind of take a breath is go for a walk. Reconnect with the outdoors. I know you've heard about putting your feet to the ground to feel grounded. Do that. Try it. That overwhelm just goes right down through your body, right through your feet, right to the ground. It's pretty awesome. So breathe, focus, and just focus on yourself and where you are. And give yourself time. Give yourself time to grow your business. No business, I don't care what it is, happens overnight. It does not. It does not at all. So give yourself time to grow. If you're doing something every day for your business, you will grow exponentially. Exponentially. If you're doing it once a month, you're just going to grow a little bit slower. Try to do something every day for your business, whether it's a video, booking an appointment, follow up with a client, an information session, an event, whatever it is that you can do for your business that day is so important. So just a couple final thoughts before I go. There's obviously no single solution to get this back on track for the last 6 days. But taking kind of some of those steps and some of those multiple steps to getting yourself back on track is going to move you forward really fast. What's your sheer focus for the next 6 days? Run. I remember my mom said that to me. I was like, what does that mean? Run. Where am I running to? I don't get this. Your offering is key. Your offering is what you should be offering. If your plan is to be in front of your client's face, get on a video on your VIP page every day. Get on there twice a day. This is my offering until November 30th. I've got 2 packages at this price and I can't wait. Who's going to be the first one to jump on? We've talked about that scarcity mentality. Offer it scarcely. I've got 2 things. I just posted I had 6 eye creams at this price and I was like, they're all gone. I'm like, holy God, I couldn't sell one all year. Now I sold 6 in 2 minutes. What happened there? But you create this scarce mentality of doing it. So for the next 6 days, you have that until the 30th. If you're all doing Black Friday stuff Friday, have a blast. Be intentional with what you're doing on that Friday Don't waver, pick a plan, pick an offering and stick with it. It'll be way less stressful, way more exciting. And you spend that time on that phone following up with your clients saying, you know, if you shop with me between this, whatever it is you're doing, stick to the plan and follow up with your clients in that plan. Don't expect them to show up. You got to go find them. You got to go get them. Now, for some of you, you're going to have the best Novembers of your career. You're going to have the best month you've ever had. Some of you are going to max out at 2,000. Some of you are going to half max at 1,000. Some of you are going to hit 600 wholesale and you've never hit that before. So I want you to know that each threshold that you hit in this business is just a barrier that you're breaking down for yourself. The elusive thing that you thought you couldn't do, I assure you, you can. And once you get there, your attitude should be like, what's next? Look bigger, look higher, know that 6 days is a long time. My mom used to say miracles happen in 24 hours if you think they will. If you don't think they will, they won't. So I hope your attitude changes in the next 10 minutes. I hope you take 10 minutes. We mourn the last 24 days. It's gone. And then we focus on the next 6. Because honestly, you guys, if you want to, you can sell $2,000 in 6 days if you want. You can sell $1,000 in 6 days if you want, and put 500 of that in your pocket for the holiday season. You can have what you want in this business. You just have to want it bad enough, and you got to make a plan to go get it. So I send you all off for your last 6 days of November with the most positive thoughts, with the most patience you've ever had, with a killer plan that as soon as you get off this call, if you're a smart person, remember we talked about having a coaching call with your director and then waiting 3 days to do anything and then waiting to the call next week and you're like, didn't do it, 7 whole days. That's a waste of your time and a waste of hers. So if you showed up here tonight, right after you get off this call, you should be making your to-do list for tomorrow. And if you're not, you just wasted the last 30 minutes. I love you. That's said out of love. So take the next 10 minutes right now, write your to-do list and your plan. I'm doing a video every day. I'm doing a demo. Here's what it is. I'm focusing on selling these 6 things off my shelf so I can reorder and get my double up stuff. And I'm following up with Susie, Julie, Wendy, Wanda, and Kim first thing tomorrow morning. That's my plan. So that should be accomplished at 9:07. It's 9:03 my time. You have 5 minutes. So I send you off with all the most powerful love for the rest of November. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all the stuff, Kwanzaa, everything. I hope you guys have a great and safe holiday season. I love you all. It's my pleasure to be with you on November 24th. Love you. Have a really, really great week. I can't wait to see you all in lights next quarter. Talk to you soon. Bye.